The 2025 WNBA playoff field is now set, so in this video I want to give my series by series, round by round predictions for the 2025 playoffs, starting first with number 1 Minnesota against number 8 Golden State in the first round. Minnesota has been by far the most dominant team this season, even though Las Vegas has been the best team in the second half. Overall on the year, Minnesota was the number 1 seed for a reason, the number 1 offense and the number 1 defense in the same season. This does not happen every year either. It's very rare to see a team be this good on both ends, and the teams to do so have won a championship more often than not. Like you see here, since 2010, only 5 teams have had the number 1 offense and number 1 defense in the same season. 4 of those won the championship. Those include the Aces in 2023, Seattle in 2020, Minnesota in 2017, and Phoenix in 2014. The only team not to win a championship was 2016 Minnesota. Now for the Golden State side, number 10 offense and the number 3 defense. After Kayla Thornton, their all-star, went down with a torn ACL around the all-star break, I thought they would fall in the standings and miss the playoffs. But somehow, someway, they have been the number 3 team over their last 15 games to end the regular season with a 6.6 net rating. For as good Veronica Burton's been, in my opinion, has been a top 15 player in the league this season and has been a top 10 player since the all-star break. For as good as Natalie DeCosta is as a head coach, I just can't see a way Golden State can score enough points to stay in this series against Minnesota, so I have Minnesota winning it in 2 games. Going down the bracket to number 4 Phoenix against number 5 New York. This is going to be cinema. Elite hoops here between these 2 teams. This is typically like a semifinals matchup in some years, or even a finals matchup. These are high quality teams. So for New York first, number 5 offense and the number 6 defense. Something to note here, New York's starting 5 has been the best lineup, best 5-player combination in the entire league this season with a 26 net rating. When they are healthy, when they have all of Sabrina, Natasha Cloud, Leonie Fibish, Stewie, and Jonquel Jones on the court, this team is dominant. Then off the bench, they have Emma Meeseman, they have Kennedy Burke. That is an elite 7-player core lineup for the playoffs and what you want to do in playoff basketball. On the other side with Phoenix, number 7 offense and the number 5 defense. Even though their offense has been up and down throughout the season, when you have Ka, Satu, and DeWanna Bonner on the wings, those are some real microwave scores. In a series, they could get hot. If they get hot, that is a tough team to beat. And if they get hot and are playing at that super duper high level, that's when you need more from Sabrina. Sabrina can't be shooting 35% from the field and under 28% from 3 and expect them to win this series easily or even win it at all. And that's why Monica Komakani's defense at the point of attack on Sabrina, chasing her around screens, is going to be so crucial for Phoenix in this series. But all of that said, I have New York winning it in 3 games. There's just more pathways, in my opinion, to New York winning the series. They can go big, they can go small, they can play these different lineups with Natasha Cloud at the 2, they can go bigger and play Leonie Fibish at the 2, throw in Kennedy Burke at the 3. Whatever it is, they just have a lot of ways to beat you, where Phoenix just has to play close to a perfect series for me to beat New York in round 1. Then we have number 2 Las Vegas against number 7 Seattle. Las Vegas enters this game on a historic winning streak, 16-0 over their last 16 games. A'ja Wilson is averaging 26 points, 12 rebounds, 3.9 stocks per game on 53, 59, 89 shooting splits over this winning streak. On the year, number 4 offense and the number 8 defense. A'ja has made this team an average, serviceable defense, and they have went all the way from up to the number 8, number 9 seed at one point this season to the number 2 spot in the standings, entering the playoffs. Everything is clicking for them right now. The defense has been at a solid enough level. The offense has been nuclear, led by A'ja Wilson's game. A'ja just makes everybody better on the court. They have won these games starting Kirsten Bell and Nalissa Smith. We have seen Kirsten Bell in previous seasons. The only reason she made this roster in the preseason was because she had a guaranteed deal. Then for Nalissa Smith, she was brutal in Dallas, as well as that last year in Indiana was not a positive player. But playing next to A'ja Wilson in the front court, playing with Chelsea Gray, playing under Becky Hammon as her head coach, they have been able to simplify things for her. Another key factor for me in this series is the coaching mismatch. I believe Becky Hammon versus Noelle Quinn is a huge mismatch in this series. Las Vegas is very good in the clutch. Becky Hammon's in-game management is some of the best we've ever seen in the league's history, compared to Seattle, where they have been very suspect in the clutch. They are just 4-6 over their last 15 games in the clutch, and 9th in clutch winning percentage overall on the season. So even though I would not pick Seattle to win this series, they still have Skylar Diggins, Brittany Sykes, Gabby Williams, Neko Gumake, Ezzy Mavrigor, plus Dominique Malunga as this change-of-pace big that can run up the court, can do crazy stuff in the half court, can run dribble handoffs, can get downhill, can cut, can rebound, all of that stuff. This team is excellent in transition between Gabby Williams' speed, her athleticism, Brittany Sykes, Skylar Diggins, Dominique Malunga. The issues is, how do they look late in games, in the fourth quarter, or just even throughout a game? If they are not creating transition opportunities, forcing turnovers, how does their half-court offense look? So with all of that said, I have Las Vegas winning this in 2 games. It's not impossible Seattle wins a game, but Las Vegas coming off a 16-game winning streak, A'ja Wilson playing some of her best basketball of her entire career, Becky Hammon's coaching, that matchup between Becky Hammon versus Noelle Quinn, Seattle's deficiencies, I just believe Las Vegas will win this series, whether it is in 2 or 3 games. For the last first-round matchup, number 3 Atlanta against number 6 Indiana. For Atlanta first, number 2 offense and the number 2 defense in the regular season. This Atlanta team has been must-watch TV at full strength. When Jordan Canada is on the court, this team is at their best. Jordan Canada's rim gravity, her rim pressure ability, makes this offense better. Like you see on the stats here, 13 net rating with Jordan Canada on to a +6 with her off. Still good with her off. This team is great no matter what when you have Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Bray Jones, Naz Hillman. But the offense flows in a specific way that makes them extremely difficult to stop at full strength. My favorite action they run involves Jordan Canada, Naz Hillman, and Alicia Gray. They'll have Alicia Gray screen for Jordan Canada on one side of the court on the wing. Naz Hillman will be at the above of the break. It looks like it'll be a double drag to get Jordan Canada middle, but Alicia Gray will screen. She will slip the screen. Jordan Canada will pass it to Naz Hillman, then fire it in 0.5 seconds to Alicia Gray on the roll. And that opens things up to where Alicia Gray can either drive for a layup, she can pass it out to a player on the weak side corner, in the dunker spot on the weak side, whatever it is. I'd also argue they have the best wing defense in the league as far as pure 6' to 6'2" defenders between Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, and Maya Caldwell. That is a lot of length, that is a lot of athleticism, size, smartness on defense, the rotations, on and off the ball, the versatility. They have an elite wing defender on the court at all times, which is a huge benefit for playoff basketball, going down to where you have to play Maya Caldwell. You give Alicia Gray a couple minutes of rest. Ryan Howard, they are going to always have an elite defender on the court. Going to the Indiana side now. Number 3 offense, number 7 defense. Shout out to Indiana though. Being this good, a 6 seed, without your best player in Caitlin Clark and still being that good offensively because of Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston, 2 of the 10 best players in the sport this season, with also not having Sophie Cunningham for the last part of the season with her injury, with Caitlin's injury, with Sydney Colson's injury. Plenty of injuries down the line, Ari McDonald as well. They have had players in and out, hardship contracts, but their bench is not in a good spot right now. And that is the biggest concern for Indiana in this series. It's the bench depth, but also the wing defense and the point of attack defense. You do have Lexi Hull, who is a very good defender in her own right. Lexi Hull can take one of Ryan Howard or Alicia Gray, but who guards that other player? Ryan Howard is 6'1", 6'2". In their backcourt for Indiana, they have Kelsey Mitchell and Odyssey Sims. Kelsey Mitchell, not very good on defense. Odyssey Sims, not very good. The off-ball defense in specific can be pretty rough. She can be aggressive on the ball at times. She's strong. She can be active there, but she helps off players too much. You can't be helping off Ryan Howard if she gets hot. So for Indiana to win this series, they are riding on a 3-game masterclass from Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell. They can't have one bad night. If one of them has a bad night, they are not winning this series. That is just what's going to happen, point blank. So that's why I have Atlanta winning this in 3 games. I believe they're going to have one game, though, because of how streaky Ryan Howard can be, have these awful 30% shooting games. And if Indiana can get hot, I believe they can steal one game. Great coaching matchup as well between Stephanie White and Carl Smesko. Excited for that chess match there between those 2 elite coaches. So Atlanta, I have them winning in 3 games. Going to the round 2 matchups, best of 5 games, number 1 Minnesota against number 5 New York. This is a finals rematch in the semifinals. These teams are extremely good. And I feel bad for Minnesota in a way, though, because I kind of think that the Las Vegas draw on the 2 side of the bracket is easier than the 1 side. With Phoenix and New York, I would much rather play either Atlanta or Indiana and Seattle than have to play Golden State, Phoenix, and New York. That's just me, though. I believe that draw is harder for Minnesota, even though they are the 1 seed. But that's no excuse, though. If Minnesota is the best team in the league, they'll win against whoever is on their schedule, and that is the New York Liberty, number 5 seed, in the second round in this scenario. I am going to take Minnesota in 5 games in this series, though. New York very much has a chance. But just based on Sabrina's recent play, my confidence in Nafisa Collier being the best player in this series, plus Courtney Williams, Natisha Heidemann, Kayla McBride, Bridget Carlson's defense, Elena Smith has been the best defender in the league this season, probably Defensive Player of the Year or should be. This series could go either way, though. I just don't think it's going to be like last year's playoffs where they can win the series with how bad Sabrina was in the finals. Yes, she had some big shots, but overall on the series, the efficiency just was not there. So Minnesota in 5 games is what I have here. Next up in the second round, number 2 Las Vegas against number 3 Atlanta. To me, I have Las Vegas winning this in 4 games, not even going 5 games, because I have a lot more belief in A'ja Wilson and the championship pedigree of that Las Vegas team versus what Atlanta has in some of their flaws. Like Jordan Canada's 3-point shooting could come up in the series, then Ryan Howard's shooting. I just don't know how confident I am that Ryan Howard can give you a 5-game stretch of consistent play. That is the thing here. When Las Vegas has A'ja Wilson against Naz Hillman in the front court, they're not going to probably put Bree Jones against A'ja. She has no chance of stopping her on her drives. It's probably going to be Naz Hillman. So if it is Naz, I love Naz defensively. She competes. But that is a big advantage for A'ja Wilson. She is 3 inches taller. She's just the far better player offensively than Naz is defensively. I just looked this up as I'm recording this video. 30 points per game is what A'ja Wilson has scored in 3 matchups against Atlanta. That is more than any other opponent in the WNBA. Also 11 rebounds on 54, 44, 86 shooting splits. That is not what you want to see. If A'ja's doing that, Atlanta has no shot at winning this series. It would take Ryan Howard averaging 28 to 30 points per game. Like I said earlier, pathways to winning is my biggest indicator of how I'm making these picks, and I think Las Vegas has more pathways when your best player is the best player on the planet. That takes me to my finals prediction, and I have number 1 Minnesota against number 2 Las Vegas. In this series, you have Minnesota with their length in the front court with Nafisa Collier and Elena Smith, the best defensive 4-5 duo in the league, without a doubt, not even close. So they have the players to throw at A'ja Wilson. Not saying they are going to stop A'ja, but in a 7-game series, this is the first 7-game series in the finals in WNBA history. That is a lot of games. We just played 44 games in the regular season, and it's possible a team plays 18, 17, 16 games in one playoff run, and that is a ton of games, and that is going to be a tough challenge for these teams to manage with having to balance, like, okay, we can't just play everybody 40 minutes a night every single game. This is a lot of games over a short stretch of time. So Minnesota, I have them winning it in 6 games. They have been the best team all season long. Like I said, the stats show as well. When you are the best offense and the best defense in the regular season, that is a great recipe to translate into postseason basketball. For Las Vegas to win this series, to win the championship, they are going to need some 2022 Chelsea Gray. Obviously, there's no expectation for her to come out and do what she did in that postseason, average 22 points per game, shoot over 60% from 2, be the most clutch basketball player of all time. But you need some stretches of games where Chelsea Gray can look like that, can put together 20 points in the game, 8+ assists, can dominate the game offensively as a shot creator. She has not made her off-dribble threes this season, has been one of the worst off-dribble three-point shooters in the entire league. She is going to have to make those shots deep into the playoffs for them to win some of these games. So that's where I have it here. Minnesota winning the championship. It's a much wider field than I expected it to be early in the season, or even at the midseason point after Kayla Thornton's injury, Caitlin's injury. Then you saw New York sign Emma Mieseman. You thought, okay, it's just going to be Minnesota against New York again for the finals. But then New York struggles. Las Vegas gets hot. Seattle signs or trades for Brittany Sykes. Atlanta gets even hotter than they were in the first half of the season. Phoenix has been solid all year long. Golden State keeps winning games. It's going to be a fun postseason, and expect more content